Okay, we are live. Yes. So again, today a little teaching, giving you a bit of understanding in relationship to the imbalance that comes with dark influences. Yeah, like imagine they say that there are these really evil vices that a person can attain while on this planet. Yeah, they can have gluttony and pride and greed and you name it. They can get all these things. They can build these things up, and it only happens if there's a delusion inside, but there's a desire within that delusion. So each one of these things have to be conquered. It's not something you're just born with. Yeah, so you have to develop gluttony. It takes quite a while to develop that gluttony. You have to develop that greed. You know, it takes quite a while to have a self-realization of so much evil that your actions, your contempt for other people, you're willing to lie, you're willing to deceive, you're willing to steal, all of that is behind the greed. Yeah, if you want more, you know, or you either follow along with everybody else and you get what you deserve. Yeah, and which is a very different angle. Yeah, one is virtue and the other is incredible vices that comes with it. Yeah, so our planet has within it a lot of that influence because we're actually a metaphysical manifestation. Yeah, it's not what you think. It's not a material world. It is a capitalist world, but it's there because of reasons. Yeah, there are things that happen in order to bring it into action. Yeah, you can destroy democracy and bring back tyranny. Yeah, and you can manifest into autocracy. You know, where you have just one dictator running the whole show. You know, and in order for that to manifest, you got to do a lot of things to destroy what built up the creation of democracy. You have to be willing to destroy it, and that's what greed will do. It is an aspect of greed. Once you've done greed for a long time, then you also do these really horrible other things. And in a world of capitalism, the most horrible place that could reap the worst possible event on the planet would be the President of the United States, because of capitalism. Capitalism is based on this, autocracy. That whoever it is that's in that is usually the richest, one of the richest people on the planet, and is the CEO of money, and military, and religious, aspects that allows that person to take office, like in Trump's case. And then below that is your ability to rip people off, manifesting the middle class, manifesting poverty, and manifesting all kinds of capitalistic processes that come from this person who is the President of the United States. Yeah, and so in our work, in our congressional aspect, in our desire to do good, according to our preamble, according to our Constitution, within that we have a building called democracy, which is not capitalism. It's not capitalism. Yeah, it has to do with caring and sharing and distribution of wealth and right relationship to monetary realities, like focusing upon ecology and science and the betterment of humanity and education and the processes of what would be the best, most awesome housing situation for all mankind, and have it continue evolving so that we can make better houses, cheaper houses, houses that don't catch on fire, houses that make their own electricity, houses that generate and purify water, as they capture it and they recycle it. And all of that is our science. It's our evolution. It's the things that we put into our ability as a whole human race. We have these interests, these sciences, these new inventions that come out. That's America. And as America, we are not capitalists, even though we are been told that our ability to have science, our ability to have industry and technology is because of our capitalism, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's because of our creativity, our aspiration to do better. Yeah, to make a better mousetrap. Yeah, to make a better car, not get stuck in a fossil fuel car, but see something that comes from better. And you never know, what is better until you start trying. So you take all these different avenues of trial and error and mistakes and all these different things, and that comes with not greed. It comes with putting your money where you can put these things into action, like money toward infrastructure, money toward better hospitals, money toward science, money toward education, money toward better housing, money toward, making it possible for employers to employ people and pay them a better wage, better in every way, to the point to where we're like, how did we get into this world? Because in God's plan, in the plan of democracy, our world is the best of all worlds. It's the best of all worlds. Yeah, it means that we look around and we could see that many countries allow you a 1 month vacation, paid vacation, paid vacation. Yeah, they allow you that. But in this place, and you got to realize that when you choose democracy, you're going to have an opposite manifested that you're standing on top of. Yeah, and that opposite is capitalism, and it lies like you can't imagine, and it just like in the food pyramid, they'll give you this bullshit food pyramid, and it's going to kill you, and it can last for 20 or 30 years, and it's not until later that we realize, oh my God, what's on top should be on the bottom, what's on the bottom should be on the top, And, how long have we been killing ourselves? How long has this been kept from us? Has this been understood for a long? And it has. Nutritionists and people who are into study of nutrition and health food stores and people who work out a lot and people do their own work, their own research. And they do this on themselves and find that, the Atkins diet was created by a guy called Atkins. Who believed that there was a better way. Yeah? And all these different better ways lead us to, dissolving this hypocritical bullshit that's sitting in front of us. Yeah? A false pyramid and a false democracy that's really capitalism and not democracy. We do not have vacations. Yeah? Women do not have the right to have maternity leave. Maternity leave in every nation. Every nation, check this out. This is paid holidays, yeah? France, the United Kingdom, everywhere, all the way, all these nice little countries, Italy, Belgium, Germany, all places we would go, whoa, they cannot be anywhere as good as us. We are the dream. We are the dream of what it would be like to live in a country that really does facilitate goodness toward its fellow public, its humanity, yeah? And you could see what that would be like. Well, yeah, they'd have paid vacations. That's humanity, yeah? This is in humanity. The majority of humanity has paid vacations, paid holidays, yeah? All this, yeah? Time off, health, all this kind of stuff going on. And some of it really high, way up there. But at least in a midpoint, every single nation is the same. They all have holidays. They all get paid to do this. They all do not have to be enslaved in capitalism. Because when you have capitalism, you have what goes on in the United States. We get zero. We get paid less, and we get zero. Yeah, that's just beyond belief. It's way beyond belief. Yeah. And there's most of what humanity looks at, in in our society, we think that this is the way capitalism is supposed to be. Yeah, we think it. Yeah, but we're not living it. Yeah, and unless you can wake up, you're going to get lies told to you that what you're seeking is communism, not democracy, where in reality, it is democracy. It is democracy. All these countries are doing this through democracy. They want to fulfill democracy. And they come from some communistic kind of background, but it's subtle socialism, not communism. You know, they're all coming out of communism into socialism, into democracy. Every single one of them. Yeah? And they're showing it. They're showing it. And then we see what happens to maternity leaves. You know, look at all this. All these countries, all the way out there, they get so much time. You know, come on, that's a lot of time. 85 days, 70 days, 49 days, 15 days, 27 days. America? Zero. Zero. What happens when you give birth? Well, you usually get fired. Yeah, you usually get fired. That's what you get. You get laid off, lied to. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. You can come back. You know, as soon as you're ready. You know, 1 week later they call you. Are you ready? Your job's still waiting, you know. Yeah, the next week on a Monday, they call you again. You know, they just called you on Friday. They call you again on Monday. Hey, are you ready? We thought you were going to show up today. Pressure's on, you know. It has nothing to do with maternity leave or care or compassion, even if you're a hospital person. Even if you're a nurse, even if you're a person who should know this shit. But nothing, no compassion, no empathy. That means no democracy. No, zero. Yeah? So the level of democracy that we really do have is zero. Zero democracy. Zero. Yeah? And go drive around. A lot of houses, a lot of places you go into the center of town, you got nice houses. You go a little bit further out, you got some shabby, shitty houses. And then a lot of poor people. Yeah? And you have roads that have holes in them all over the place. You can't drive down those roads. And these are public roads. These are housing roads. Yeah? Just where I live, you know, the only roads that are being fixed are highways. Because trucks drive on those highways. Yeah? And they think trucks is part of commodity. You know, it's transportation. It transports business. That's a capitalistic thing. It's not a humanistic thing. If it was a humanistic thing, this would be expanded into the towns and the streets before it got to the highways. That's humanistic. That's what you fix. You find out that you've got lead poisoning, you've got all kinds of things, you want to fix it, you need to fix it. That would be democracy. That would be democracy. Yeah? But we don't show any signs at all of democracy. Yeah? And then we vote in someone, Trump. You know, we bring him in. Make him president, you know. And we all know he's a playboy. We all know he's a ripoff. We all know the man is a snake oil salesman. You know? We all know that he just got sued for millions of dollars for a fake university, getting people to learn how to rip people off while doing real estate. You know? And gave them nothing in return for it. It was a con artist thing that was going on all over TV by hundreds of other real estate people, and he just jumped on the bandwagon. And steaks started getting sold, so he jumped on the bandwagon. Water's being sold, so he jumped on the bandwagon. Now he's selling water. You know? He does. You can buy Trump water. Yeah, just look it up. It's right there. Yeah, Trump water. Yeah. So there's everything that this guy is interested in. It has nothing to do with democracy, but it has to do with America. It's what we're made of. It's capitalism. We're made of capitalism. We beat down the unions. Yeah, we beat up people who want to go into a union. Yeah, we fight against, a proper wage because we're paid to be militant. Yeah, by the people who don't want to pay the wage, and they beat the shit out of the people who want the wage. And it's a war. It's an aggressive war of capitalism, and they'll fire you overnight. If you show any sign against the big capitalistic command. In every case this goes on, in every case. And the only way this is going to change is through spirituality. Spirituality, because this is a spiritual thing. This is all a psychic phenomenon, reality. Yeah, and when you have characters like this, players in a play, characters who are running this boat, making things happen the way they are, and it's behind the scene, yet it's in front of you. It's happening right in front of you. So I made sure when we put in Trump that you were going to get an educational process that would help to speed things up hundreds of years toward democracy. Yeah? You'd be so wiped out, so terrorized. Even though he's not in office, he's trying to wipe away the ability for black people, colored people, yeah, of any kind, whether you're Latino, anything, yeah. If you're outside the white supremacist reality, then you're not going to get a vote. And they're doing everything they can in Texas and Michigan and Florida and every state that is a part of this Trump Republican capitalistic process, anti-democracy. Yeah, completely anti, and it's so clear. You can look at it. Watch the news. Observe it. Realize that you are on the edge of being the number one country in the world that's non-democratic, and it's being shown to the world that you are not a democratic country, that you're a ripoff, that you're ran by idiocracy, not by any true thing that would be in relationship to what our Constitution is based on and what the principles of our government is based on. None of that is applied in the process of our government, not in true government. It's all just titulary stuff. Titulary means that you put it there in order to play it out. So it could be an actor in a game. So just like a set. It's not real. It's just a set. But it looks good. You think, oh, wow, that's the White House. That's something else. Look at those flags. That's got to be everything. Oh, look at the military standing there. Oh, my God, that is really something else. And that's the way it hits Trump. This delusionary makeup thing, a delusionary thing, has nothing to do with America. America is people working, being creative, getting up and going to work, and loving it, loving their job. It's one of the hidden things inside of all of humanity, is that they have a soul and they have a purpose for being incarnated. That every single person can be slowly but surely led to the point of what it is that makes them happy. What allows them to get through the day and not feel that they're being trampled on, beaten up, untolerated for any changes that they want to make in the world, And that all those things, their aggravations, their depression, all of that just builds up in a capitalistic world. It all just builds up because there is no maternity leave and you get no vacations for all that you're going through. And you're doing it for what? Patriotism, people. Patriotism. You might as well be under Hitler. There is no democracy. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah? And when we come out of the process, here, look at this. Mr. Trump. Lovely little Trump. This is something that he set up. This is the Trump card. It is not a business card. It proudly announces a new plan to con supporters out of their money. The official Trump card. The Trump's strongest supporters It's for all Trump supporters, yeah? They will be a sign of their dedicated support for the movement to save America. I'm putting my faith in you. Yeah? This is what a mass email he sends out. Yeah? The cards do not appear to be given freely, though instead supporters will click on the link and vote for a design redirected to a fundraising page where they will then be met by messages encouraging them to give money. President Trump appreciates your input, and now he's calling you to take the next step and save America. Yeah? We're almost becoming democratic. President Trump wants to see your name at the top of the donors list. I don't care who signs that thing. He doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. And he just wants your name on a list. So he's able to send out emails to this donor list and ask for more money. That's what the card's for. It's to set you up so that you're now inside the Patriot list. And now they can send you emails that will direct you toward more stuff. So then he does this. And then they while this is going on, they checked the process of what do people feel about Trump? You know, what would they feel if he was to come back into office? 60% of people surveyed, including Democrats, believe that Trump bid would be bad for the country. In 2020, he put out scam emails to all of his supporters, asking his supporters to do exactly what he's asking them to do on this card. Give me money. Give me $100, give me $50, give me $10, just click this little box, yeah? But it doesn't mention that under that box is another box that's already clicked. And it says in very small print, in order not to have to pay this every month for the rest of your life, click this box. Or we will do a reoccurring plus an additional $100 at the end of every month. An additional $100. And this is true. That's what was in the email. When people clicked it and they sent their credit card, that credit card went into a list, and now he's building on that list. Yeah? Isn't that lovely? So he got busted for that. He collected $1.2 billion, ripped off people, $1.2 billion, and now he's being forced to pay back $122 million. And it affected things dramatically. Banks, credit card companies were inundated with fraud complaints from the president's own supporters. 1/3 of all their complaints was about Trump. I mean, there's a lot of people who rip people off, and the 350 million people in America. And out of all those people, which a lot of them get ripped off every single day, and the banks have to go through that process, 1/3 of all of that was from this one man. That is billions of dollars. Yeah? His own campaign wasted $1 billion in less than 1 year. Wasted it. Yeah? And they responded by fraudulently bilking Trump supporters of $1.2 billion. $122 million of that was sent back. They were endless, and his fundraising scam showed why he must be indicted and kept away from ever being able to do this again. So all of that is a scam. That's a scam. But then he scams the whole country to tell everybody that the election is fake. And he immediately does that by trying to contact Jeffrey Rosen, who's the attorney in charge, and tries to get him to say that it's corrupt and that he and the Congress will take over after that and deal with it, as long as he will say that it's corrupt. And if that happens, the election is over. It has to be redone. That starts a coup. Yeah, he actually did that. We all know he actually did that. There are a lot of people coming out right now being checked out over that. Now check this one out. Does he want your money? Is he on your money? Does he have credit cards? Is he taking out a lot of people's money? Does he make money? Send it out? Fake money? Money, money, money. My money. This is greed. 40 years ago, the KGB realized that greed. And he was a dream for KGB agents. And the number one, Yuri Shevets, who was the number one agent at the time, was bringing this guy in. And they realized that he had all of these weaknesses. They said that the KGB began cultivating Trump as a prospective asset in 1980. His business relationship to Russia and ties and oligarchs are part of a long, ongoing Russian intelligence operation. First came the KGB's attention when he opened the Grand Hyatt Hotel, his first major Manhattan real estate project. Trump's most appealing quality is his personality. Vanity, narcissism, flattery will get you everywhere. Then Trump also has a relationship with the evilest man of child pedophilia. And who do you think it was that put Epstein in prison? Trump. Trump did it. Trump called the FBI, called the police, the Palm Beach police, and told them he could verify that he knows this guy is a pedophile and that he should be. And he did this just so that the guy could not bid on and buy a mansion. Yeah, that was being sold at a very inexpensive price. And the two of them were bidding on it at the same time. And because Trump wanted to win, he put his buddy, a fellow pedophile, in prison. Yeah, busted his ass. This is your president. This is how he hangs. This is how he rolls. He is a living embodiment of the 7 deadly sins. And that's an actual picture of him. Envy, gluttony, greed, lust, pride, sloth, wrath. If you believe, as conservative evangelicals do, that he's God's anointed, you're serving the other master. I thought that was cool. Shit happens. Yeah. Yeah, so we have quite a process within capitalism, and it is a well-built, established United States. Well-built, established United States. We established it by slavery. We established it by the process of, all the different corrupt qualities that we built within our system, in our police system, our governing system, our military system, everything that we've got going on is established in a non-democratic way. It's established totally in a capitalist, somebody is capitalizing on the process. Whatever it is, somebody is capitalizing on it. If it's the military, somebody is capitalizing on that, making billions of dollars just because we're at war. Yeah, somebody's capitalizing on the process of children need education, but instead they make sure that all the kids do not get support to go to college, and they have to pay these enormous funds in order to get into college and have that debt for the rest of their lives. That's capitalism, people. Capitalism is doing that. Not anything else. Not like, oh, I'm so lucky we have insurance companies, or I'm so lucky we have banks that will give us student loans. You know, I'm so lucky that the government has pushed such a student loan program. You know, no, you're not lucky. You're in capitalism. You're being taken advantage of. And it's a long-term game. It's a long-term thing. This pyramid that they've set up is long-term. In order to keep everybody functioning, they have to keep the pyramid going. Yeah? And it's money. It's all about hordes and hordes and hordes of money. That is stock market, that is religious money. How much money does the Pope have? How much money do these evangelical kind of religious dogmatic idiots have? You know, they're some of the richest people on the planet. Yeah? And it's all capitalism. They are capitalizing on you. They're capitalizing on your Christianity. Yeah? And it's a lie. And they have to lie to pull it off. You know? All of this is really bad. Not only do you not get the benefit of all that's supposed to come from you by your democratic nature, by your caring nature, by your willing to work the job and go to work and get up for school at 7 a.m. and get into school and not, you know, have all these expectations, and you fulfill them, you know, in a system to where the school sucks. You have to pay for the books. Teachers don't get paid enough, and they have to make up all the material needs for the school because there's no funding for that school. Yeah. Let alone the teacher gets off 3 months out of the year. Is that paid? No. So we take advantage of that teacher for that whole period of time that they are working, and we pay them a decent, what you might think, a decent wage, which isn't, because they don't work for 3 months out of the year. And they get no money for that, not a dime. But in a good system, in a democratic system, we would know everybody, and we treat them in a way of respect and financial, you know, needs that come in, including getting your, you know, if you get pregnant, you got maternity leave. You're not going to be kicked out of the job. You're not going to be fired. You're not going to be treated like shit for short periods of time, you know, because you're a woman. You can't get even hired if you're in that capitalistic lifestyle. It's hard to get a job if you're a woman. That is the main thing about why women can't get jobs and why they can't go up the ladder in taking those jobs, because they're forced to think they should never have children. You should never get married. Are you a professional? Are you committed? Are you ready to be a capitalist? You know? Well, that means you got to give away love. You got to give away family. You got to give away your heart. You got to give away all your options. Yeah? Because no one's going to support you in that. You know, it's not like in the movies where people are going off on vacation. They don't really happen. You know, if they do, they pay for it themselves. And they pre-plan it with their business so that somebody will take that job over for about a week or 2 weeks at a time, max, in America. Yeah, and you do not get paid. You know, you just do it because you do it for your family at a loss. And you do your best to get to Disneyland. You do your best to go somewhere and do something, you know. That's America. That sucks. And everybody thinks that's the opposite of what we are, and it's not true. Our real truth is the fact that we're being supported by our ignorance if we're not able to stand up and see the truth for what it is and get rid of this capitalistic reality within the next 30 years, get rid of it. And you can only do that by being social. Not be a socialist, but being social. Looking for social programs, social situations, big corporations. If they're going to have big corporations, they have to have places for the children to be, for the mothers who work there, until they go to school. It is normal in other countries. That's not socialism, It's social. It's democratic social, You have to add it to it because you're being lied to about the definition of democracy. You're being lied to. It's not democratic to not care and not be risen up to understand why women are not equal. They're not equal because they're not treated with respect to the fact that they bear children. And when they bear children, that is an awesome thing. Not only should they have free maternity leave, but they should have free nurses who come to their house and teach them how to nurse and get them through the first 2 to 3 months. Help them through everything, not depend on grandma, not depend on your aunt, not depend on your neighbor, not depend on your husband, But within our system of society, it's our society, Our social feelings toward each other. We have to expand that in order to become honest, democratic reality. We have to expand it. So it takes consciousness. We can't go, well, it's because they don't get paid the same. I don't know why they don't get paid the same, and all this and that. It's about the fact they have children. It's about that. And if you don't get that together inside yourself, and realize that if we want to do this right, we have to have men and women work when needed. And if they need to work, women need to be able to go into a place, and they're dependent on this compassionate, empathetic reality of the cycle of a woman. The cycle, the normal cycle. Pregnancy comes or it doesn't come. But it does come when you're young, And that for that reason, they don't want to commit to women. They want to give them jobs that will only go so high, and they leverage it where all men will take all these other jobs that they can get commitments out of them. Because this is about patriotism. It's not about democracy. It's about whether or not you put your loyalty and sell your soul. That's capitalism, people. And they're forcing you to sell your soul, and they're forcing you to deny the disrespect of your fellow human being. Men just become harsh, and they just go, well, I expect her to be home. I expect her to be without shoes. I expect her to be washing dishes. I expect her to have a hot meal for me, just like Trump said. That's how Trump talks. But there's a lot of guys out there who have that psychic delusion in capitalism that that's what you should expect. And it's not true. It's not true. It's not democracy. It's not the evolution that comes from us being truly democratic. So we have to look for what is the truth. And I'm explaining the process so that we better understand that we're only two people. We're male and female. Only two people. It's not a black thing. It's not a Chinese thing. It's not an Italian thing. It's not anything. It's about two people, male and female, brothers and sisters, children of God. Two people, who are children of God and should not be placed on this earth hating each other and lacking brotherhood and sisterhood. Brotherhood and sisterhood. It's like Cain and Abel. We can't do that. There has to be democracy. There has to be a sense of you have the right nature to choose what is right, what is more evolved, what is a better person, better angel that you are. You have the right to go that direction. Yeah, and without us choosing, we need to understand each other. If we don't understand each other, we'll get confused by the liars who are perverts, who will say, oh yeah, I'm a guy, but I want to be a girl, and I'm a guy, and I've got 100 tattoos that tell you that I'm a girl in a weird way. Yeah, and that's perfectly clear, perfectly okay, because we have not learned to become brothers and sisters. Yeah, we have to do this in order to become democratic, in order to change everything. Because we're in a special nation, a special place where all nations are sitting in one place, which could make us extremely prejudiced. Go to any country and you have a majority of people come from other countries, and they come in and you go, okay, we'll help you. We'll give you space. We'll let you come. You can migrate here. And after a while, you want to hate these people, and you claim that they've taken all your jobs, and it's inhumane that they've come and they've done what they've done, and now you just don't like them. Yeah, because the variety is too much. Just like in Japan, they don't like anybody who's not Japanese. I don't care who you are. Yeah, if you're not Japanese, 100% Japanese, you're not going to live there. They won't let you live there. You can't have a job there for any long period of time. You can't find anybody to like you that much because they don't want you. They don't want you because of prejudice between races. And that's because they have no connected reality between male and female. If you study that culture, you'll find they're the most screwed up group of people that's making dolls for men that are selling like hotcakes, and delusionary videos and delusionary this and that. It takes the place of relationships and all kinds of, apps and everything to communicate to people lies and illusions and delusions and, grandiose ways of being, as though this is TikTok or whatever you want to call it. And they're living their lives out in this bullshit rather than relating. Yeah? And many of them are living in tiny little 6x6 cubicles. Yeah? Because they can't relate. They can't relate to themselves. They can't relate to their system. They can't relate at all. Yeah? And that's due to communism. Ruthless. Imagine Shogun just 100 years ago. And these are the people after Shogun. There's no way your psyche is okay. And go to China, all the women's toes were bound. All the women. Many men's balls were cut off so that they wouldn't have relationship with higher level people. Yeah? You can't work for them unless you get your balls cut off. You can't get a job in the emperor's palace unless you get your balls cut off. It's all true. It's all true. This is not democracy. We do not come from a world of democracy. When all the races come together, we're not necessarily democratic. Yeah? But we're in the working process of it. And what I'm expressing is the process that we need to better understand what creates democracy is humanity. It's humanity. It's an outcome. It's God's plan. Everywhere. For everyone. Yeah? We eat the same kind of food when it comes down to it. When it finally comes down to it. Yeah? We all really enjoy driving electric cars, and we don't have to have all this kind of other stuff that we think we need to have to maintain the past. Many cultures can't grow forward without maintaining the past. Very ridiculous past. Has nothing to do with anything other than their ancient belief system that this connects them with spirits or some other decree that brings balance in their imbalanced life. And that's the same lie as capitalism is democracy. And witchcraft is, heavenly. It's not. It leads to problems. It leads to social destruction. Nagasaki, Hiroshima, bad karma. The process of China. It's taken over by Japan, a little tiny country like that. Imagine the humiliation that comes out of that. All of that is in the influence of what we have to heal with democracy. The only thing China is against is democracy. The only thing Russia is against is democracy. But if you look at the world, we are a world of democracy, a world of democracy, a world of kindness and brotherhood and sisterhood, where we care about each other and we do things that are right for each other, Imagine in Belgium and Hungary and Australia and Germany and Japan, all these women who have jobs, full-time jobs. The government absolutely would not allow you to get fired. You go back, you finish, You can go back 6 months later, 5 months later, And your process is set into the reality that they understand you do get pregnant, you are a worthy person within the society, So our social system takes that as a sense of responsibility. So we make sure that you have maternity leave and that everybody gets a holiday and a vacation, a holy day and a vacation. Not just a vacation. These are going 30 days, 25 days, average is 20 days. 20 days. Imagine that. A 20-day paid vacation. And that's not because these countries are anything other, they're not Russia. They're not a communist country. They're not abiding by other isms like capitalism or communism. And capitalism, it's something we do not think of in terms of bad. But it's no less bad than communism, Marxism, isms. They block the whole reality behind what it is that we're really building, which is democracy. Democracy is a humanistic, caring situation where we create a governing embodiment so that we take care of the weak and we figure out a way to share and care and have a federal government, have an embodiment that allows us to govern, that doesn't put us in league with capitalism, but it puts us in relationship with industrial productivity. Every living person has a purpose, and in that purpose we all are able to manifest a lower level of what it is we need. So when we get to democracy, we actually get to a place to where we can literally take care of our true needs, like finding out what it is true science is, what it is homeopathy is, what is energetic medicine. All these places that you look here, all these places, they all practice energetic medicine. They all practice natural medicine of some form, homeopathy in some form, vibrational medicine in some form. None of these are really evil countries. Look at them. They're all really humane countries. They're the good ones. They're not trying war. They're not doing things to people. There is corruption, without a doubt, in all these countries. There's corruption. But at the same time, our world is filled with soul. So we have this soulful reality going on in the world. And the United States is the melting pot where all that can happen very quickly here. We can benefit if wind generators go up someplace, and we've got idiots that say, wind generators cause you cancer, But then truth is that they don't, and truth is the world is taking on wind generators and solar, and because we don't get controlled by government, we have open mind to communicate with the whole world. That's democracy. That's NATO. That's the UN. Benefits, major benefits come out of this, where we keep wars from manifesting. We don't have to think everybody's evil. We need to do good. The more we do good and develop democracy, which is included in all these countries, not just the United States. The difficulty is that we're under the delusion, and other countries are under the delusion, that America is the only democratic country. And it's not. It's happening everywhere. And it's happening everywhere because of God. Because these people are aligned to God. The whole world is aligned to God. And God is waking this place up, and bringing in new forms of technology, just like me starting up an electric car company, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, establishing that. And what comes out of that is Tesla, is motivated by the fact that I'm saying I can provide a car that will do 400 miles and be charged in 15 minutes. I'm doing that. Well, that certainly got out there. It got on the news. It got in many different places, and other electrical car dealers and manufacturers were fully interested in what is going on out there as far as electric cars. When they saw this, that was it. The goal was, oh my God, we have to shoot for 300 or 400 miles. And we have to make sure we get 15 because somebody's out there doing it. This guy, Shambhala Electric Vehicles, he's doing it. Oh my God. We can't let that happen. We have to do better. So I immediately turned everything from that, Shambhala Electric Vehicles, over to Tesla. And all my interest went into Tesla. And all of that, the ability to go 400 miles, 300 miles, the ability to charge quickly, all came to pass. That's democracy. That's how democracy works. Not capitalism. Capitalism would be that I compete with Tesla. And I'm not. I'm actually part of the new group of world servers, and we see this vision, and we understand this truth, and we're manifesting this truth as a collective embodiment of brotherhood. Brotherhood. So this all embodies the reality of love between male and female, not corporate power. It's all about family. It's all about the children that will be incarnated, the visions that come from it. It's incorporated in the process of democracy. It's a spiritual integrated process. It's visionary. But if you're capitalistic, you lose all your ability to be a visionary because you're under the Antichrist, a false religion with money as its main focus. And their ability to carry out all kinds of illegal things, from homosexuality to perversion to pedophilia to rape, you name it, and get away with it for years and never be stopped, ever. That's because it's capitalism. Capitalism capitalizes on you, and you have no power to see through it. It veils you because you're on the bottom. Disenfranchised. Completely separated from reality. The reality is that you're inside capitalism, and you're at the lowest rung of the ladder. And the higher you go, the more evil you are. And you can't get out of it because it takes vanity, greed, all these qualities in order to follow up into the ladder of capitalism. So it's very difficult for us to move forward. So the process that I've set up, is a process of invocation, evocation. There is a simple process within our chakras that creates what's known as democracy. It creates love. It creates love between our brothers and sisters. It creates love between us and God. And it creates love within us that allows us to have self-realized love that we have God. And God nourishes us and provides us. And we can't be conned. Discernment and discrimination is the first gift God gives us when we accept this reality, that we are children of God. And we have to behave, because if we don't behave, we're not children of God. We don't believe God's listening to everything we're thinking. And it's not about guilt, it's about truth. God is listening to every word you're thinking. And when you think in negative terms, you're shutting out God. And that doesn't allow God to radiate on the earth. And that's capitalism. You're capitalizing on evil. And you have no idea that it's based on the process of where you're at, the things you're doing, whether you're in a belief system or your dogma or your religion or your military, whatever it is. So you need meditation. Yeah? You need to be able to attune, and doing that, it democratizes your process. It's like these chakras realign themselves, and it creates an inner ability for people to see the world in a democratic way, see injustice, and not be angry about it, but see that it could be fixed, see what is wrong about it, understand it, and then discern it, and then discriminate it, and then choose not to pass a bill that continues it. Yeah? And we all have this in our democracy. But right now, we're in capitalism. They can go around and make bills to keep people from being able to vote and understand and be able to go in and read a bill and understand that bill and know that that bill is the one that they need. Yeah? There's no way for them to know this. Yeah? But in democracy, there is a way for us to know this, and that's by our own interest. We have to build our own personal interest. We have to wake up and realize it is the people that rule the government. That's how democracy works. Not by capitalism, and you give all your patriotic focus to your religion or your military or your police or your president. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah? Everything has to do with your ability to meditate, to attune, and to attain discernment and discrimination, and vote your way out of this thing. Yeah? Discern, discriminate. See it clearly for what it really is. And you'll see the news come up, and it's going to tell you everything I'm telling you. It's all being unleashed. It's all being cleared up. Only the power of democracy has that ability. Only the power of democracy allows free rights for the news media and for the government to actually question the President of the United States and say, did you really do that? And we see it. Can we investigate it? No, you can't. I'm president. Nope, I won't show up. I won't talk. I won't say anything. And everybody around me can't talk. I give them all pardons. We're not showing up. Nope, can't do that. That's capitalism. Yeah? That's tyranny. That's autocracy. Yeah? And we're there. Yeah? So we're learning through discernment and discrimination what are the real, true realities behind democracy. And once you do that, then you see people, you hear people, and you realize who's better, and you give up whether or not you're Democratic or Republican. You focus on the brotherhood and the sisterhood. And is this person a liar, a deceiver, a crooked person? Yeah? And if we're inside democracy, the media will pick it up. The media will find it out and point it out. And we won't be in a situation to where we're separated under a lack of a brotherhood, because now we're patriotic toward a team, a tribe, a belief system behind small doors that we're right and they're not. That's capitalistic. You're capitalizing on other people's ignorance and weaknesses, and you can't do that. Yeah? So the entire awakening of humanity is really happening right now through the process of us being able to discern, discriminate what happened over the last 4 years. Yeah? By us doing that, our chakras are elevating. They're waking up. Yeah? And out of that, we're bringing this into action. The 5th ray is opening up inside our brow. The 7th ray is now showing up in our sacral center. And people who are completely separate, all the Republicans go, no, we won't do it because we have a 5th ray in our sacral center and we're willing to step aside and have no brotherhood whatsoever. We're Democrats, we're Republicans, we're separate, 100%, yeah? But as this unfolds, that dissolves. And doesn't matter what side you're on, the truth is what prevails. And the willingness not to want this to happen again, no matter what side you're on. You don't want this to happen again, because this is a way for pedophilia to never get busted. This is the way for corruption to never be busted. It's the purpose of capitalism. Yeah? It's to cover up and create laws to create ways to maintain capitalism. Yeah? So through this wake-up process, we'll wake up and we'll put light out into the world to where we're going to create more democracy by infrastructure, by building and setting up the ability for women to have maternity leaves, for big businesses to have places for children. When women come to work, the little kids have a place in preschool to hang out in, in the process of being employed. You might even start getting, over the next 5 or 6 years, you might start getting holidays, paid holidays. Businesses will restructure without having to have unions and forces to make them do the right thing. But federal government will financially support the process of humanity and allowing people, like if we want maternity leave, well, it's a federal government aid process that pays that, not the person who runs that corporation. Yeah? It's an aid. And if the corporation is very, very financial high, then the aid is less, and the corporation takes care of it. But if it's not, the aid takes care of it. And this all becomes balanced in discernment and discrimination. It's not a lockdown. This is how it's got to be for everybody. It's through discernment and discrimination. That happens very quickly, very precise, very compassionate, very empathetic, on a one-to-one basis, very quickly. Yeah? But we're not in that. We have all the red tape. We have all this bullshit. We have ways to keep the money from flowing. Yeah? That's the main thing. It's bullshit. It's a lie. It's not real. Yeah? So when we get to discernment and discrimination, we're going to have right choice, right will, right ability to pass things very, very quickly, discern, discriminate, use money in a wise way, rather than just throwing it out there with any discernment and discrimination. Yeah? And that's what happened in many cases. Whether it be, here we're going to build nuclear bombs. Oh, okay, we don't need nuclear bombs anymore. Well, we got to get rid of 2,500 nuclear bombs now that we built nuclear bombs. And we got to safely somehow dismantle these things. Those are all set up in capitalism to make money. Whether it's the taking down of the nuclear bombs or the building of the nuclear bombs, it's all part of a ploy process of making money, selling weapons or whatever. There's no discernment in the process yet of us realizing this is a setup. We don't need any of this shit. Yeah? If we just discern, discriminate where we're at today and all the opportunities we have to take without using old school ways, yeah, then we can immediately cut our budget in thirds and create an infrastructure and create a majority of income going to people where money was being held offshore and in other places due to a lack of discernment and discrimination. Yeah? It's only because of this compromise, and that compromise is due to our chakras. Yeah? So it's only our chakras that's going to bring this out. So we're going to do the invocation of the 7 rays to the chakras. So enjoy. Okay, repeat after me. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad. To guide me into the right activity in the plan. To clarify and stimulate my mind. To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions. To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body. So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One. All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
ray.
Okay, we're going to do an Om Mani Padme Hum. So I'm going to do it a few times and continue doing it. And on the third one, you start doing it with me at the same time. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Now repeat with me. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now just relax. Okay, just open your eyes. Take it easy. All right, so Om Mani Padme Hum is a quality inside Buddha, yeah. And when you do Om Mani, that means something to Buddha. It means something to Buddha, yeah. So Buddha responds, yeah. Buddha immediately responds in an influence of light around your body, and light around your mind, and light around your thought form, whatever thought form you're carrying. And it dispels whatever it is that's keeping that light from manifesting. Yeah? Yeah? Om Mani. Just that. Yeah? And then Padme. Yeah? It's carried into another quality. Yeah? That is in Buddha. Yeah? And that quality is a quality that stimulates your bodhicitta. It stimulates your ability to have will. Yeah? Stimulates your ability to begin to discern, discriminate, and have will behind it, going, I'm thinking now. Yeah? Yeah? And your freedom to do that. Your ability now to do that. Yeah? And then your hum. Yeah? Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? And the hum is your lotus. It's the quality that you sit on that embodies what is Buddhism, what is bodhisattva, what is reality. Yeah? That you inherit your birth. You inherit being born. You're a human being. And by you saying these words, you inherit the body you're in. Yeah? Now you know how to build your body by saying Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? And you say it the way I just did it. Yeah? So you give reverence to each syllable. Yeah? So that it forms its truth and it calls on Buddha and it calls into you the awakening of the Buddha that you are to be. Yeah? But you have to have a reference. So you use these terms. That is what comes with Buddha. Om Mani Padme Hum. That's the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. Yeah? That's the Buddha's mind. That's the Buddha's emotional reaction to things, reverence and understanding, compassion and empathy toward all things. And it's Buddha's nature that sits in things, that establishes everything as being holy. Everything is anointed and created and furthered. But it's these three bodies that bring it into Buddha's nature. Yeah? It allows it to grow. Yeah? It requires Om Mani Padme Hum. It protects you. It's known as for protection, but it's not real about protection. It's really about receiving your anointment and knowing that you were born on a lotus. Yeah? And that your body comes out of a lotus. You look like Buddha. You don't look like an animal. You're a human being. And if you continue this process, you will reach the higher mind of yourself. That Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? To where everything, the lotus represents your soul, the 12 petals of your soul and your ability to form that soul. So if you do Om Mani Padme Hum daily, and you understand what I'm saying, then it gives you the self-reverence for self-realization and self-actualization. And it protects you from people like Trump and all things that are there to be bitter toward you and cause you harm in spirit and in nature. Yeah, unnaturalness. Yeah, and it's in Om Mani Padme Hum that you're fortifying nature, allowing it to come back into its... You could say this to a horse. You could say this to a flower. You could say this to a tree. And you will fortify it. Yeah? It will take it in. If you say it long enough to a rock, it will form Om Mani Padme Hum on it. If you say it long enough to a tree, the leaves will get Om Mani Padme Hum. You will see the thought form come into manifestation. And it comes in the form of Om Mani Padme Hum, either in an Om or Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? So these happen. These are spiritual things that are somehow integrating our nature, our trees, our rocks, our planet into Buddha. And it's everywhere. And if we practice this properly, we can overthrow capitalism. That's the easiest thing in the world to do compared to everything else. We literally can overthrow the demonic aspects that go into nature and makes it undivine. Where we go, oh, well, we can't eat cows because they're way too divine, but we can eat, fish, and we can eat other things, and we can eat fruit and vegetables, as though they don't cry, as though they don't have a soul, as though they don't want to be eaten. Nothing wants to be eaten. Nothing wants to be sacrificed. Nothing. But it is what it is. So you learn through that, and that gives you empathy and compassion. And if you don't overthrow fear and all this other shit that comes with the spirits that enter your mind and enter your emotions and enter your way of looking at the world, you demonize things. Demons don't exist unless it's for human beings that gave them creation. By prejudice and bias and all those things. So practice. Om Mani Padme Hum. Practice. Your process of understanding the noble truths. And the path. And how to attain virtue. And why you need to meditate. And meditate. All right. So enjoy. Thank you.